Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're doing a reaction video and shout out to Infinite List. And we're gonna be back in the photo booth for like some time.
SC Johnson.
So, me and my friends were sitting in the gym and it was towards the end of the year. We decided to play a little joke on guys we didn't know. So we decided to make a fake kick account and put a profile picture as a girl we didn't know. She was a model. I knew nobody really knew her because she wasn't that famous. And a lot of guys started rolling in like, wow, you're gorgeous. Hey, can I get your number? What's your name? Beautiful. Things that, guys never say to me. I enjoyed it. So I was like, hey, let's continue doing this. So we continued doing it, just playing jokes throughout the whole school day. And it was time to go home, so we just stopped. When I got home, I was like, hey, let me make a new account. I can get that attention because I enjoyed the attention that I got when I was with my friend. So I made an account and I started talking to guys I didn't know. Started lying about my age, telling them I was 16 or 17 when I was really 13. A couple months later, my mom went through my phone and she caught the messages. And she was asking me, why would you do this? You are only 13. You don't need to be doing stuff like this. She yelled at me, rah, rah, rah. I got grounded and my phone got taken away from me. A couple months later, I got my phone back and I promised myself that I would get back on Kick. Unfortunately, I did get back on Kick and I did catfish them. I did get a lot of graphic messages. They were all very sexual. Some asked how old I was. Of course, I lied. I told them I was 17. Then I got caught again my ninth grade year. My mom busted me. She was like, why are you still doing this? This is creepy. You shouldn't be using other pictures of a girl you don't know. I didn't want to tell her the real reason for why I did this. I kept it to myself. And it's sad because, I used to be called ugly all the time. And I don't want to cry or anything like that, but, I used to be called ugly all the time. And it's, sad because, I used to go through so much when I was younger and stuff. I used to get jealous of my friends because they were so pretty and they had boyfriends and stuff. And I used to, wait for so long to find someone who loved me for me. Years later, I realized that you don't have to prove to anybody that you're pretty. You don't need the attention. I mean, you can get the attention from a guy who actually loves you for you, not a guy who wants pictures from you or anything like that. So I stopped towards the end of my grade year. I have high self-confidence, and yeah, that's my story. Thank you.
Thank you to Audible for sponsoring this video. We're big fans of Audible because, as you know,
How do you know if the pillow you're sleeping on is garbage?
Warning. What you're about to see is actual surprise.
Me and my girlfriend were driving around. We were both very upset about something. I don't remember what it was. And we were both in the mood to do something bad and rebellious. We went to Walmart. A little bit of background information. I love fish. I'm majoring in marine biology soon. I had a 10-gallon tank, and I was like, a little light bulb just went off. And the little voice in my head that was telling me not to say what I was about to say was just overpowered, and I said, let's steal a fish. My girlfriend, I call her Bianca. She looks at me, what did you just say? I said, let's steal a fish. She was like, okay. I don't think she thought we were actually going to do it. We get to the fish aisle, and I just did one single bait of fish. He looked so miserable, his fins were all tattered. He was, just floating on his side, but still, alive. And I was like, oh my God, Bianca, please. And she's like, you know what? Okay, I guess we're stealing the fish. And I'm like, sweet. How are we going to go about this? I was like, I got an idea. Go over to the other aisle and get a box of tampons. And she was like, why? I was like, just do it. And so she did. So she took all the tampons out and put them in her purse. And then we took the container that the beta was in, We put it in the box. I had never stolen anything in my life. That was the first time I'd ever stolen something. So I was a nervous wreck. I was like shaking, like, you know, just looking around. And Bianca's telling me to hurry up. And I'm like, okay. But we pay for the box of tampons, but not the fish. And we started walking back out to her car. And suddenly she's like, where are my keys? What, you don't have your keys? And she's like, no, I don't. And I'm like, great, amazing, wonderful. And so we go back into Walmart. Now I'm a nervous wreck because I am a felon. I am holding a fish in a box of tampons. And so we're looking for her keys for like 30 minutes, and we finally give up. We're going to go back out to her car to call her parents, and her keys are sitting in her car. And so we both look at each other, and we get in the car, and I take Gilbert, which is what I named my fish, by the way, Gilbert, because the Gil, out of the box. And I have never felt so proud of myself in my life. Like, I saved the fish. I felt so morally ambiguous, and that felt so good for some reason. It dawns on me, I did not ask my parents if I could have a fish, and I'm like, what do I do? So we try to get the story straight that a friend gave the fish to me, because at school my name is actually Fish Girl, because I talk about fish a lot. I get home, I don't have the 10-gallon prepared. There's no water in it. I filled a 5-gallon cheese balls container with water and put him in there. So I had to cycle the whole tank for like 6 weeks. And then I put him in, and you know, he's like living the life now. He's got plants, he's got hiding holes, he's got plenty of space. I feed him bloodworms every week. That's the story about how I shoplifted a fish successfully. To this day, I still haven't been caught. Don't follow my example, I'm sorry.
Oh my god, we totally jumped off the cliff and had to swim all the way ashore because the dog chased us all the way to the end.
Did you know that the wrong mattress protector can ruin the feel of your mattress? Hi.
So this was like my junior year of high school. I was just one day on my phone going through Facebook, and I was going through this girl, and I was going through all her friends to see if I like knew anybody that she was friends with, and I liked this one guy, and he messaged me back, and he said, I don't know who you are, but you're gorgeous. And that was the first time I ever heard any like guy ever say that I was like pretty. I was so used to like people at school making fun of me and, you know, saying that she's ugly fat, ugly fat, ugly fat. And that was the first time I ever heard just the word beautiful come out of somebody else's mouth outside my mom and my grandma. We start texting and, you know, just messaging each other, just, you know, talking almost every single day. And one day he asked me the question, do you want to be my girlfriend? And I sat there and I really had to think about it because we hadn't really like met in person or anything. And I was just like, I'm not really sure. And I was like, you know what, it's time to just take a chance. And I said yes. And from then on, my entire life just changed. I was just like on some type of cloud 9-ish. Like I was on cloud 11. You couldn't get me down. We went to different schools, but we just would talk every day. We would video chat. We would like just text, and it was amazing. And this went on for like about a good 3 months and a half. It wasn't until like when Christmas started to roll around, I was really just, you know, wanted to see him for real. And we kept trying just to make it work, and just see each other. And they just kept failing. Like we kept, either school kept getting in the way or weather kept getting in the way. And it wasn't until like one day, and it was Christmas Eve, and I got a text, and he said, we need to talk. And I knew this couldn't be good. And he basically just gave me a long text and was like, you know, it's over. I'm sorry. And just, I was hurt. He broke up with me on Christmas Eve. And I was devastated. All the happiness that I felt was just gone, and there was nothing left but just a broken heart. And I cried for what felt like 4 hours and just cried and cried and cried. I went to my mom and told her what happened. And
The Purple Mattress Raw Egg Test. The first time I went to take my driving test, everything was fine and dandy. I brought everything necessary to take the test. I waited till the DMV called my name, then I got in my car to start the test. As we were driving around, I was doing everything right. I was checking my mirrors, had a safe 3 to 5 second following distance, and was constantly scanning and focusing on the road. At the end of the test, however, the driving test person told me to turn into a neighborhood and do a reverse turn around the corner. The first time I did it, I ended up in the middle of the street. So she let me do it again, telling me to stay in my lane. The second time I did it, I ended up in the middle of the street again. She took some notes, and as I was driving back to the DMV, she told me I did everything well except reverse turn around a corner, so I didn't pass. But I should practice that turn and come back in a week. Even though I was slightly disappointed, I understood my mistake and practiced reverse turning around a corner every day the next week. After a week, I finally went back to take the test, except I had a different lady testing me. I was a little nervous from failing the first time, but I tried to push that nervousness out of my head. Right when I turned out of the DMV to start my second test, the driving tester yelled, "This is your second test and you make that mistake? You just turned with another car coming full speed into this lane." I was so shaken up, I didn't even completely realize what I was doing wrong. Next, she told me to switch lanes, and I did as quickly as possible because I was so scared that she would yell at me again. But then she did and said I cut off the person driving behind me. She was so angry that she literally said, "I can't even finish your test. You need so much more practice. We are going back right now." When we pulled into the DMV, I saw my dad's smiling face.
Guys, I'm gonna have to end the video here. Shout out to
A
Infinite
long
Risk.
time ago, in year 6, I was lonely.
Bye.